community, and not just having community, but the diversity of community. Because it's not just, yes, when you look at all of us, we may look alike in terms of ethnicity and skin color, but we all have different experiences. And so that's the richness of having community. And with all of the things that we talked about and thinking about this book, one of the things that I know in the work that I've done, the name of my company, I didn't even say that, is Dreams Unleashed, and I help women to discover, define, and confidently live out their God-given dreams. Confidently doesn't mean that we don't feel the fear. It means we feel the fear and we're going to do it anyway. And over the years of me doing this work, and I think I'm probably about over a decade or so of doing the work, is that the common denominator that I've seen, because a lot of times what we do is I take a person back to childhood when we're trying to figure out what is my dream and what is my purpose. I like to go, not stop where we are, I want to go back to childhood. I want to go back to when somebody said, oh, what is Cassandra doing? They're like, oh girl, you know she up there doing that thing that she does. What is that thing that you used to do? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that that thing is a thing you're supposed to do, but that thing is an aha that you need to pay attention to, right? And what I found is that what happens is, think about this. When you are 5 years old and people say, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? You can say, I want to be the president. And they're like, yes, we love it. Oh, I want to be a ballerina. Girl, yes. Oh, you know what? I want to be a teacher. Oh, I love this. And they start to celebrate and they give you all the tools that you need. But then something happens. You go from being 5 years old to 6 years old, and what I found is somewhere around 10, right around middle school or so, right? About 5th grade, even a little bit older, 5th, 6th grade, you start to share those same dreams with similar adults. And when you say, I want to be a teacher, you know they don't get paid any money. You want to be a ballerina, girl, not with them hips. You want to be the president, oh, Barack already did that, they're not going to vote another one in. And so that child who once was able to vulnerably share their dreams, now, because our dreams are, think about this, it's like, you know how they say, I gotta say it, I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit, right? Our dreams, we are sensitive about that because it is a vulnerable piece of who we are. It is how we were created. We didn't get to pick our dreams. I'm just gonna tell you if you didn't know. The dreams and the things that you desire, I believe that those are things that were deposited in you well before you were born when we think about the gifts that were also planted into you, right? And so here you are, in your vulnerability, middle school, you share with an adult that you trust, be it a teacher, a family member, or a friend, and you share the vulnerability of your dream, and they shoot it down. What do you learn? You learn to start to play it safe. Yeah. You start to try to figure out, well, what is the right answer? Because you're already in school, and what you're taught in school is you got to get the right answer. There's no real curiosity, for real, because we're on so many standardized tests, and that's a whole different conversation that has pros and cons to it. But we don't allow our kids the space to be curious anymore because it's so much we want to know, am I doing it right? And so now this once vulnerable child becomes a person that's trying to figure out, well, what is now my life path and what is the right thing to do? So then you move from middle school into high school, and then in by 10th and 11th grade, people want you to start declaring the rest of your life, the rest of your career. At 16 and 17, I haven't even really developed yet. I don't even really have a full understanding of who I am. And so the only way that I can know to begin to think about what I do, in some regard, I might look at some of the things I like to do and what I'm good at, but in the society that we live in this Western world, we start to think about the type of life we want to live, a lifestyle. And so based on the lifestyle that I want to live, that then determines what type of job, what type of career I'll go into. And then what happens, we know how this story ends for not everybody, but many people, is that then I go into the career, and I make that decision largely, not solely, based on the lifestyle that I want to live. And then I start to do it. There's interest there. I'm learning. But then when I'm about 5-10 years, if not sooner into it, I hate getting up in the morning. But now I'm locked in. I got the golden handcuffs because now I've created a lifestyle that I got to maintain. The kids are in private school. I have car payments. We got a house payment. We have vacations. We have bills. I got student loans now. So now I'm locked into a dream that probably was never even mine. So here's the important lesson that we learned from Grover. How do you begin to turn the page? Because you're not locked in. Because a lot of times, those thoughts that we have, just like Grover did, Grover had a thought, and it was a singular thought, that there was a monster at the end of this page. So I cannot, and I don't want you to turn this page. Just like Grover, including myself, many of us have thoughts that we have already determined that I can't turn this page because if I do, it will all fall apart. And especially as women, not to say that the guys don't keep it together, I'm not saying that, we're talking about us for right now though. The work that we often do is trying to keep it all together, trying to make sure everybody else is good. But what about you? Are you good? Are you good? So that's what I wanted to do. So guess what? Now you can turn the page.
I see what you did.
You guys all right?